Show is sponsored by the Humboldt brand of Arizona, supplier to all of your premium cannabis brands, all the way from the Emerald Triangle. Make sure when you're in your local dispensaries, you ask for the Humboldt brand of Arizona. This is Remo Styles, and you're with F Your Opinion podcast, where your opinion don't matter. Fuck you! Today we got Mr. Geoffrey Johnson, aka Jackamoe, one of the original members of the Blood Gang from Compton, California. We're gonna sit down and have a conversation with him, the origin and beginning of the gang. I know right now a lot of people are, there are a lot of fakers out there. There's some real. Today we're going to get the origin and the beginning and how it has evolved and what the future looks like. Today, Mr. Geoffrey Johnson, aka Jackamoe. How you doing today?
I'm good, my brother.
Come to the mic a little bit.
I'm good, my brother. How about yourself?
Blessed, man. It's a pleasure to know you. I've gotten an opportunity to know you as a friend. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and I consider you that, and I don't take that lightly.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
I appreciate you, sitting down with us and discussing the origin and beginning of the Blood Gang. Tell them a little bit about you. The beginning with you and how the Bloods became the Bloods.
Well, first of all, foremost, I'm from Compton, born in LA, raised in Compton. We're always park boys. You know what I'm saying? So back in the early 70's, man, when the Crips formed up in LA, you used to hear rumors of them. They come and they spreading out, and they were spreading out like fire. You know what I mean? So. Most people were on their side and stuff, we was cool with that. For my personal opinion, they started doing things, man, that I didn't agree with, like when they beat up Robert Ballou, killed him for his coat, you know what I mean? So even the brothers on Piru Street in Compton, which had always been Piru Street, from the beginning, you know what I mean? They had got along with them for a minute, you know what I mean? I'm not for sure, but I think they had clashed. Something happened where they didn't get along no more, and they didn't want to change their name or something to Crip. Because there's Piru before Crip even started.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, it's mostly my opinion. When they started doing stuff, man, like beating people up. So
let me ask you a question, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Let's date that. Around what year would you say this is?
72, 71, 72.
71, 72, and how old were you around 71?
I was like 15, 16.
15, 16, so grade school.
72, I was 16.
Okay, 72, you were 16. And, at that point, were you affiliated with the Bloods? Or who were you with? Or how was it, at that point for you? At 16 years old, Compton, California, 1972. Take us there.
Okay, 72 was just around the time for the breakup and my personal opinion, man, I gotta put this in. It's like first we had Panthers, you know what I mean? We had unity, you know what I mean? So I always liked it, the unity, you know what I mean? Until in 65 we had the riot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out where we fit in at, where do I fit in at, you know what I'm saying? So I started tracing my history and I looked back and we had just had the Black Panthers before this Crippin' and Piru shit got popping, We had the Black Panthers, we had unity, so it was good. So when Crippin' came along, they were supposed, from what I heard, from what I understand, they were supposed to have a program called Crip, Community Revolution in Progress, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But another opinion of mine, they didn't do jack for the community but destroy it. You know what I mean? So when they got to tearing shit up and coming to our side of town, a lot of brothers, older brothers than us, they wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
who was the in the beginning with the Crips? Who you would say the figurehead was at that point? We're talking 72, right?
Like Raymond Washington, Tookie,
Okay.
Yeah.
So those Raymond Washington and Tookie were in close proximity where you were seeing them throughout Compton? Or
nah, they wasn't in LA, man. Compton is Compton,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's the whole thing. It's like, nigga, I don't even identify with LA, man. I'm from Compton, you know what I'm saying? It's South Central, yeah. But, Compton's Compton, man. We're a whole individual, separate part of town. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy because being from the East Coast, growing up in Baton Rouge, Virginia, our first visual of the West Coast gang life was the movie Colors in 1988 with Don Cheadle and Ice-T. You know, growing up, we felt like they're no different than us. Maybe they dress a little different, talk a little different, but they were still experiencing the same ghetto lifestyle that we were experiencing. Now it's 1972. You're in Compton, California. You know, like you were saying, you were really impressed by the Black Panthers and what they were doing. So you were around 9 years old when this is going on. You know, right? Because you're 16, 72. So tell me a little bit about that. So you're 9 years old. You're saying, you know, what happened with that?
So when I'm 9 years old, man, I'm going to the store for my mom to get some ketchup. I'll never forget it. You know, Country Farms on Rosecrans Central.
Okay.
So I get to, you know, down to the door, and I look up, and there's white folks on top pointing 12 gauges at me. You know, so I look around at the Rosecrans Plaza. I can see National Guard people all on the roads and shit. So I said, I'm going home. So I get to the house, and the 65 Watts Riots is jumping off. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So that was the beginning for me to try to identify who I am and why it's just happening. What's the problem between black and white? Why they don't like us? That's another thing, see. So I realized that we had a problem already, you know what I mean? And we all got the same problem. But, you know, so when gangbangers started coming, they started jumping on each other. I never didn't really like that, you know what I'm saying? I was against that shit from the start, you know what I'm saying? I was no part of it. Because I was always from 65, and I started reading who I am, you know what I mean?
Okay.
All the way back to the beginning of time, you know, when Egypt was Africa, you know? So when gangbanging started, nigga, I don't want to be a part of that shit, you know what I'm saying? But in time, it's happened so much, a person end up becoming a product of their environment, you know?
Exactly. We were discussing that a little bit off camera. So talk about that because, you know, for whatever reason, we immediately identify gangbanging with Bloods and Crips. There were an origin before Bloods and Crips, right? I mean, would you say?
Oh, most definitely. The Panthers were.
Okay.
You know, we had team posters and food places. They were looking out for each other, man. It was, you know, something to be proud about.
But you wouldn't call them a gang, though.
No, it was an organization, man. You know.
But I'm saying gang banging itself. Like when you say, you know, you were 9 years old, you ain't want to be a part of that. So you know, you were able to identify and say, hey, you know, what they doing, that's not Bloods, not Crip. It was just gang banging, right? I'm just saying, if you call it Bloods, like when you was 9 years old and you were seeing it.
No, it wasn't no, I mean, you know, when I was 9 years old, the only thing I heard of was Power Street was always here in Compton.
Okay.
You didn't hear no Crippin' and shit till like 71, 72. The Watts Riots was in 65 when I was a kid, 9 years old.
Right. So when you was 9, you saw the Watts Riot, you went home that night. Take us from there.
So I went home, I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. Why do they hate us, you know? Why do we have a certain hatred toward each other? So I started reading my history, trying to figure out, you know, what the problem was and who I am and what part do I have to play in this, you know?
What did you come up with?
Well, what I came up with is that as a black man living in America, man, we all got the same problem, you know what I mean? So when it comes to gangbanging shit, you know, we helping the enemy. You know what I mean? It's like, nigga, you got a Ku Klux Klan suit on, and we all got the same suit on. Right. And we killing each other, they killing us, and we killing each other at the same time. You know, shit don't add up, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was always about money, man. You know what I'm saying? When those niggas got together, you know, at the park, and they wanted to be banging and shit, I'm like, man, fuck this, man. Let's run up in Vincent's men's store and grab all these Stacey Adams and leather coats and shit. And then we doing something, it's a bunch of them running around the corner, beating up Urkel and thinking you did some shit, you know?
Right.
So, but then eventually, man, time goes on and, you know, we was always park boys and they get dances at the parks with Town Cross Record House, you know? And they would come up there and, you know, motherfuckers would come from all over LA, so we had to represent our hood and we would hold it down, you know what I mean? So we welcomed everybody, you know what I mean? Even when they was cripping and shit, it's like, you know, before the breakup came with Piru and the Crips, the Crips was coming up there too. You know what I mean? Y'all welcome, y'all come here. Y'all, you know what I'm saying, respectable.
Oh, okay.
Respectable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when they broke up, y'all can't dance up here no more, homie. Find somewhere else to dance, you know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
yeah, so, because we the west side, you know what I mean? The west side of Compton. Capitol Hill Park is on the west side of Compton. When the motherfuckers turned part, we said, we not fuck with the Crips no more, then we not fuck with the Crips no more. The whole west side of Compton, you know what I mean?
Okay. And so I know you know, when did the Park Boys and Piru Street come together? Once they broke up,
All right, so-
was it just them or was it some another?
Nah, it was Piru Street, you know what I mean? And we was Park Boys. I went to school with them, to junior high school. I used to play over there up 134th and Central at Enterprise Park and family. And a lot of them dudes from Piru, so they went to school together. So when the breakup came, it was like thousands of Crips in just Piru Street. So obviously they needed allies, you know what I mean? It was Piru Street, it was Capitol Park, was the next set over with Park Boys. So they came to the park. And since they knew me and I knew them, I guess I was the one that they wanted to talk to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I was pretty well known, you know what I'm saying, at junior high school. You know what I'm saying? I've done things to have a little recognition, you know, and early in life, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's some events that took place when I was young, man, that like, you know, it's a touchy subject for me, man, but I watched 6 people in my family burn to death, bro. You know, when I was 14,
Wow.
June, you know what I mean? So I couldn't find the answers to why, you know what I mean? So I was really lost, you know what I'm saying?
And this was 14?
71.
71? So,
Yeah.
so you about 15?
14 going on 15 when it happened.
And tell us about this. So this is where, you know, things you would say changed you as a young man?
Most definitely. My whole life flipped upside down, man. You know what I'm saying? I was on the path, man. I'm thinking I'm finna be a star. You know what I'm saying? I'd tap dance, you know, shit, you know what I mean? Moms take me to audition for plays and shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I was about to be a star, so I thought, anyway. So when that shit happened, man, I watched 6 people burn to death, bro.
How did that happen? Like,
A drunk driver, man, drive down the street real fast and
so
shit.
take me from that day though. Y'all was leaving the house this summer.
It was, my brother was going away to a basketball game at Centennial High School.
Okay.
There was 6 people in the car. They told me I couldn't go. You know, it's too many people in the car. You know, 'cause I'm the youngest boy out of 5 boys. You know, I always got that shit. You're the youngest,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But and my brother Greg was driving, and he was special to me, man. You know, he would take me places on Saturdays, man. A little nigga, he would take me around the hood and make me fight people his age and shit.
Right.
And he had hands, man. He was like gifted, man. You got 5 of us. You got 4 of the brothers, and he's scrapping with 2 people his age, fight both of them. And if one of us was trying to help him, he'd get mad at us and say, nigga, I got this. This is my fight. Stay the fuck out of it, you know? And handle his business, making it look simple. You know what I mean? So he was like,
So your hero, big brother hero. No doubt, no doubt. And that day, y'all was in the yard and they're pulling off and you saying, hey, they're telling you to go back in or what have you?
yeah, pretty much so, you know what I mean? So they just hit the corner. I stay right off of Rosecrans Central. The next block over, 2 blocks is my street, Lonez. So we heard a loud boom, me and Mom's in the house. What the fuck was that? Then next thing you know, a girl knocked on my door and said, they think my brother in the crash. My mom said, go see what happened. I run right to the corner, which right around there, Rosecrans Central, you know? And it's a car burning up, people in it. And the flames are so high, couldn't nobody do shit. They was trapped, the doors locked, they couldn't get out. And I'm not believing this my brother because he had a blue 55 Chevy. The fire burnt the paint off. So I'm like, nah, nigga, that ain't my brother. That ain't my brother. You know what I mean? Niggas like, yes it is, man, the paint. I was nah, fuck y'all talking about, you know. So I stayed there till the coroner came, pulled their bodies out, you know, like grown people, man. Swiveled up to this big, you You know what I mean? Like, man, just like chocolate crispy pieces of people. You know, since that shit fucked my whole life up, blood. So after that, man, it came a point in my life. Then gangbanging started right after that. I said, man, fuck this gangbanging shit. But then I became a part of the environment. I said, if I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it good. You know, like my brother would want me to. If I'm gonna scrap, he would want me to be the best. He was training me for this shit. Right. You know what I mean?
That's how you felt?
That's how I felt. So when I fought, man, I fought like him. You know what I mean? That he'll be proud of me the way I'm handling his hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how I got on. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all was Pac boys, and rest in peace to your family. You know what I mean? You shared those things with me. You know, that's a trauma happens so much in the black community that we, you know, internalize it, and then when it comes out in a way that's destructive. We're in destruction. You know, so. But it's a blessing that you're here. Like I say, 67 years young. You know. In great condition, you work out every day. You're walking, you're doing your thing. You inspire me in that way, you know. But you know, back to you were Park Boys, and then you guys, Piru Street, fell out with the Crips, and they came to holler at you, being, you know, obviously I guess you was one of the original Park Boys running the Park Boys.
Yeah, pretty much became a representative at that time. You know what I mean? And like pretty much it's like, what side, you know, y'all gonna be with us, we fell out. But I already know you niggas is my friends. I'm not gonna turn on you, so I'm just gonna be with you. It's the west side, nigga. That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Right. So Capital Park became Capital Park Piru.
Okay, so y'all
Capital Park Piru.
Okay.
Like 72, early 72.
And that was y'all. So say, and come to the mic a little bit.
Early 72.
Who was all Park Boys? Because we want to make sure we highlight those brothers too. You know what I mean? So who was? I mean, well, you know, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying.
That's the cool thing about it, man. It's like
How many of y'all you would say it originally was?
Man, it was a lot of Park Boys, but it was only like 7 of us, man. The Magnificent 7, like, that was really putting in the work, that really kept the name up, that really protected the hood. You know, a lot of people was claiming the hood now more than ever, nowadays, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the people you're talking about is,
but you know,
they was like family to me, man. My brother got killed, right? So I didn't have nobody else but these niggas, man. You know what I mean? Ronnie Guest, Hobart, Daryl Thomas, Leonard Henderson, Ronnie Guest, you know, and they became my family, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I had them. You know what I mean? I believe they had me. You know, the only time we had problems is when they showed me something different. Then we would fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
A little bit of betrayal. Nigga, don't betray me because I'm putting myself on the line for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't betray me because I'm looking at you niggas like family.
Right.
Because that's all I had. I couldn't go to my brother and say, man, I'm feeling fucked up behind something. We all had the same fucking problem. I couldn't go to my mom and say, Mom, why did this have to happen? They had to man up, you know what I mean? Early.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Park Boys became my family, you know what I mean? I trusted the niggas with my life, and they know I had them, so.
And this is 72, so Park Boys, Piru pretty much come together. And is it just Park Boys and Piru, or?
It was Captain of the Park Boys, Piru, then another street around the corner. I started getting allies, you know, just like NATO. Right. We needed their allies. The Crips was 100 to 1, you know?
Especially if you go to county jail, nigga, it's 1,000 Crips in there. And you Piru, you know what I mean? You trying to be on quiet. You ain't trying to say shit, you know what I'm saying? But, well, once I'll tell you this quick story, I was in the county jail, you know, nothing but Crips in the early 70s and early 70s period, you know?
Yeah.
I'm in there playing spades with the Crips, you know what I mean? This one cell wasn't open, it wouldn't close. So in between dinners and chow, whatever, the roughnecks would go in there and be playing spades, kicking it, you know what I mean? So one day, we was playing spades and I won, you know, you play spades, you get a little excited sometimes.
Right.
And I said, you set, blood. like that, you know, and the whole fucking county jail got quiet, nigga. And boy said, you can't be saying them big words in here, you know? And I was telling myself, nigga, I'm gonna run with this motherfucker. It's out there now, nigga.
Yeah.
So I told home, I said, look, motherfucker, I'm 28 years old, nigga. Don't tell me what to fucking say. In fact, the big black bug bit the big black bear, make the big black bear bleed blood. That enough be words for you, motherfucker. You know?
Yeah.
I just had the type of attitude, man, like, you know,
I'm missing my brothers, right? So I didn't give a fuck, nigga. If I got killed, I'll be with my brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't really mind leaving this motherfucker at the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no kids. It was just me. And most of my life that I saw was ugly, man. You know?
So your brothers gave you comfort. You know.
Yeah, my brothers.
And I'm talking about your
Park boys?
Yeah, your Park boys, and then Piru, and you know what I mean. So once y'all came together, you know, what was the mission then? You know,
these dudes on the back of their shirt, they not here no more. Them is the Park boys, man. I'm the only motherfucker left.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They all gone. Ronnie, old boy, Daryl, you know what I mean? Lenwood, Cookie Man, Vincent and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? A couple of more mentioned because I probably didn't mention, but them niggas right there was like my family, man. They all gone now. You know what I mean?
Man, I mean,
all of them, man.
Yeah, and you 67, so you know what I mean. You know,
that's why I know.
That's when I know that God had me, man. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't care, somebody was caring for me. You know what I mean? I didn't get here by myself, man. I had like attempted murders on my life. Sometimes and I look back and I'll be like, it's angels, and God and angels are real, man. You know what I'm saying? I been shot at point blank, man. We can see the fire coming out the gun, and I'm looking at my chest like, where the hoes at? You know, so I really, my heart of heart, believe in angels, man. It's like the angels put their wings around me. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely know exactly what you mean. I've been in that situation myself. You know,
man, it's like it's what torture this gangbanging, man. You know, we didn't want them niggas coming in our hood beating up motherfuckers like they was doing all over the place. You know what I mean? We stood up. That's why like one of the homies church places, like real ones and fake motherfuckers, like niggas out here today, trying to be Piru, trying to be a blood. You don't know nothing about the business. You know what I mean? If you want to be about something, know about what you gonna be about, nigga.
Right.
Find out what it really is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then choose your fucking, you know, what you want to do.
Right. And that's what we doing today, taking them back, because you know, for this to happen and starting, like you say, in 71, 72, and you being 67, and most of the original members of the beginning, you know, I'm sure it's a lot, you know, it's still
a lot
around.
Still here, but a lot of motherfuckers over here, they don't even know what the fuck they out there doing, man. I mean, like, I be telling youngsters, man, you know, nigga, this old Piru and Crips shit, nigga, this shit ain't gonna put no food on your table, ain't gonna pay your rent. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying?
That's a
nigga,
fact.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you know, being who you are right now, looking back on it, you know, because again, you know, when we talk about this, we talk about, you know, Bloods and Crips and different gangs, but at the end of the day, it's still the destruction of black people.
Exactly, right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, at the end of the day, we're doing their work for them. So how do we, you know, first I wanted to kind of give them the origin of where, like say, taking them back then. And matter of fact, let's stay there. Let's stay in 73, because I know you'll share with me in 73, you know, a lot happened in 1973.
In 1973, man, was the worst.
I was born in 73. It's crazy.
It's the worst time in Compton ain't that big, man. You know, it's not big. It's 10 people out there. You know, like 3 exits off the freeway, maybe it's that many. That summer in Compton, 73, 33 teenagers got killed.
Wow.
Gangbanging, right there in the hood in Compton. That's not counting the ones in LA, you know what I mean? So it was like the destruction of our own people was at an all-time high. You know, we killing each other off.
Right.
The white man happy, you know what I'm saying? We don't need these niggas no way.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Let them kill, they kill. Motherfuckers go do a murder and get out in 3 or 4 years.
Right.
90 days for the gun, not the murder.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then motherfuckers out to do it again, keep doing it.
And like I say, so in 73, you know, all these young men passed away. What was it like, you know, then? You know what I mean? What I guess that would kind of cook things up, and it got
Man,
worse.
it was so tense in the streets, man. You could step out your porch and cut the tension in the air with a knife. It was thick, you know what I mean? And from walking from my street to the park, this was crazy because I was the only nigga on that side of town was banging in the hood, and I had to walk all the way to the park, which is down 48th Street at night. That's when niggas first started doing drive-bys and shit, you know what I'm saying?
And what year is this? This
73.
is 73.
73. Angel Dust came out. Motherfuckers is getting high, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I'll tell you the truth, man. The Angel Dust, I used to try to get high to escape reality of what happened, you know? And I would get high, hit the dust, nigga, and it would happen again, bro. All in my head, nigga. I hit the Angel Dust, I'm at the accident again. Replaying this shit out, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I'm lucky and blessed to be here right now, man, because
That's a fact.
I was at the point down there, point of no return, nigga. I was on a path to self-destruction, you know? So I met the right little chick, ran across, you know? I mean, women was always there. That's the only thing that kept me comfortable in life was having a woman, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, you know, they wasn't right. They was just there for a reason, you know what I mean? I try to tell my kids, the motherfuckers that you fuck with now, they stepping stones to get you to the right motherfucker you want to be with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when the right one came,
And when was this? When was this? This was what? What year did you?
78, 79, I met the girl I'm with now. We've been rocking ever since.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I met her before, and I was going into a year in jail, and I met her. And we was kicking and get to know each other, became real tight and was loyal. I told her off the top that we gotta be loyal to each other. It ain't gonna work, nigga. You know what I mean? You gotta ride or die to fuck with me.
Yeah.
And she had some gangster in her heart. She was a little banger. You know what I mean? She was fine in the motherfucker too. So
Right.
it worked out. You know, she was true to her, loyal to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that's what I needed
Yeah.
in order for me to survive.
Right.
You know?
You know, just hearing you talk about that in the beginning, like you say, you meeting her at that point, and then me seeing pictures of y'all just recently, you know, your vacation, you know what I mean, on the boat, you know what I mean.
That's why I'm trying to tell the youngsters, when the youngsters hear this, man, you know what I mean? You ain't gotta be nobody's boy, motherfucker, you know. You know, whatever your last name is, like I said on my other podcast, nigga, roll with that, nigga. My name is Johnson, nigga. My family's the Johnson clan.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got boys and girls, nigga. We're a clan. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's 4 boys and 4 girls. That's a gang right there, motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Right, Johnson.
So I rock with that, man. I hope that the youngsters, man, they gotta keep bearing each other. You know what I mean? I was blessed, you know, to meet a woman that got me like that. You know what I mean? And I hope the same thing for them.
Right.
Run into somebody who you can rock with, nigga, and you have a better chance to survive than getting this B67. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I mean, you know, easier said than done.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Doubt.
Like,
it ain't that simple, man.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
it worked for me, so I figured it could work for somebody else.
no, it definitely can work for somebody else. You know what I mean? And like you say, you know, finding a woman with principles. You know, because like you say, you went to jail when you first met her. With
Yeah, when I went to jail, man, I met her, right? Was kicking it, and I know I'm about to go to jail and shit. You know what I mean? We've been rocking for a minute, so when I came time for me to go to jail, it was like, don't call me, don't write me, don't put no money on my books. I did this crime, and you shouldn't have to pay for it. If I see you when I get out, look up. I want you to live your life, nigga. Don't be sitting here waiting on me. Do
Right.
what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? If I see you when I get out, then good. You know what I mean? And we good. We
Right.
good. You know, if I get out, we good. We good. So I do it like 9 months out the year. I get out. About a month or 2 pass, and I'm seeing the nigga, and she had just been working on the grind. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Rolling in a little green Mustang, black and white seats. Like, so she was still there. She was still down for me, man. Like from the start. You know what I mean?
So y'all picked right back up where you left
Right
off?
back up where we left off.
Man,
You know
that's
what I mean?
crazy. And y'all been together. How many years y'all been together now?
Like 42, 43 years now.
That's crazy, man. Yo, congratulations, man. That's a blessing right there. You know what I
It
mean?
is, bro.
Yeah. So when you got locked up, What was it? Something you was banging, or what led? What got you locked up?
I had robbed some motherfuckers, man, not thinking, and I identified the motherfuckers. There's some white boys, my fact. They was just in the park, you know what I mean? And they shouldn't be there no way, nigga. So
what was they doing?
They was just playing basketball in my park. That's what I looked at. What the fuck is that doing for anyway, nigga? So, I robbed the motherfuckers by, you know what I mean? It wasn't a strong arm, you know what I mean? So I bounced and shit, and I know motherfuckers talking in the hood, and they figured out, so I could leave to go to Pasadena, come back. They say the police is riding around with a printout of my picture saying wanted for robbery, Jackamoe.
Wow.
So
came and got you.
yeah, I was trying to get a Social Security check at that time, right?
Right.
And police see me, they know me, they see the picture, look at me, there it is right there. I'm across the street from my house waiting on the mailman because I was getting a check. I'm trying to get that last check, and I was gonna bounce back out to Pasadena, my auntie house.
Yeah.
And
How old are you right now?
right now?
No, I'm talking about.
At that age, I was like 26, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, 27 maybe. Yeah. Cause I remember telling them niggas, I'm 28 years old, motherfucker, don't tell me what I can and cannot say.
Right.
I'm a grown ass man, nigga. What the fuck is you telling me? Don't say no B words, nigga.
Yeah. So when you came home, let's take that. So that was it. Everybody went back to their cell. You know what I mean? Or
I went, and that wasn't it. The word was traveling. There's some blood in here, nigga. It's crap heaven in that motherfucker.
Right.
There's some blood in here, so you can hear you can feel the tension. It's Charlie roll, Ava roll, Baker roll, stacks and tears on top of each other, right? Mm-hmm. So after I said that, what I said, because I know these niggas going to get me, so every time Chow came, I would be the last one out my cell. You know what I mean?
Right.
I said, I'm not gonna get caught in the middle. You know what I mean? I'll be the last one out my cell. They're not gonna catch me in the middle and with nothing but concrete and steel. You know what I'm saying? So I was the last one out my cell, man. I never tell a motherfucker how much time I got, for one thing. You know what I mean? They don't know when I'm leaving. If they know when I'm leaving, then they got a date to get me before I leave. I never let a motherfucker know when nothing about me like that.
Right.
So the second day came. The third day, the tension is tension. You can feel this shit. You go to child, you can feel this shit. You could just.
So you solo? You by yourself or?
I'm solo. You know what I mean? So the third day after I said that, I could hear niggas down on the next tier talking, this slide of blood nigga up here. Come on, let's go see what's going on. Let's get this nigga. So it was 3 of them, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm standing there. They opened the door for child. I'm standing there. I'm listening, watching, observing everything moving, you know what I mean? So I can hear them coming up. And it's a tier only about this high. If you go over it, you're going down, you know what I mean, to concrete and steel, you're gonna land on something, So I didn't leave my cell that day. I stood outside my cell. I'm the nigga that you're looking for. You're gonna see me when you get here, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, by the time security guard come, it's too late. You know what I mean? The correctional officer, by the time they get there, it's too late. They got stomped out to death, you know what I mean? Beat to death. I'm gonna hold my own for as long as I can. But I had a simple solution to the problem.
What was that?
Okay, the rails is high, right? The bars are from here to the table. I said, if these niggas, it was 3 of them, I said, they take one step to me, I'm gonna run at these motherfuckers, I'm gonna open my arms up, all of us going over the tier, nigga. And hopefully I land on top of these motherfuckers. But we're going out with a bang, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they came in and they looked at me, stopped and looked at me. And I said to myself, I'm finna execute my plan, nigga. We all finna go over it. And it's like these niggas had telepathy or some shit. They knew my plan and they didn't want no part of it. They looked at me and like, just went on down about their business. You know?
Yeah.
It's like they knew my plan. It's like they could just see my plan written, you know?
Right.
That was the plan, nigga. I wasn't finna get it beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all going over, nigga.
Right. We're gonna get it started right from the beginning.
Right there, at the top. I'm not finna get kicked and stomped and beaten, waiting on the security so I can help.
You know you go down, you're definitely not coming up. When you come up, you're going with the medics. Hey, so you get out, you're 28, what, you're 28, 20,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I'm running to my girl,
run into your girl. So at this time you still you kind of falling back, or you know what I mean from.
No, for this time I'm making adjustments in my life, period. Cause I've been fucking up from 15 to then, like non-stop, until every year of my life. Cause I was angry at the war, man. I didn't see nothing good about it. You know what I mean?
So you was in and out, going in.
Every year of my life till I was 28. That was the last year. And I said, I got to flip the script. I'm not going to make this my home. You know what I mean?
Right.
End up being institutionalized. I liked my freedom, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I spent my last time in Max. You know what I mean? So no trees, no vision of the sky. All you see for the last few months is concrete and steel every day.
Right.
Not a tree, not a flower, no grass.
Yeah.
So I got out, this shit looked beautiful to me, man. A tree, look at that motherfucker. You know? I like shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about this. I mean, seeing what, because I see a lot of, blood representation, you know what I mean, as far as, Game doing his thing. I mean, he pretty much, became a man. I see his daughter the other day had her 13th birthday, and I seen him. I'm like, just seeing, because hip hop turned 50, I turned 50. So everything hip hop, I've been able to see it and be a part. Let's be, 1, 2, you don't remember too much, but by the time I was 5 years old, the music was a part of, you know what I mean? But who would you say, like right now, like when you see some representation of these cats, online, what's the guy to be with you? Go, you know what I mean? Him and you had a problem. This blood, what's his name? With Cash Money. Used to mess with with Birdman.
Oh, Wayne?
Not Wayne.
Not the Game. Not Wayne.
Used to work with Cash Money. I mean, he's game manager.
Oh, so Whack 100?
Whack 100. That's what I'm trying to say. Whack 100. I see him, hear him sometime, but I see little clips on
they work for Corner, right?
Yeah.
Man, Whack doing his thing. I respect the move. He make his money, you know what I'm saying? He getting his shit popping, you know what I mean? But this nigga ain't nothing a part of the real Piru, nigga. He living in the fantasy world. The motherfucker ain't been in the trenches in Compton. They ain't got shit to really talk about, man. Just like I said earlier, these niggas calling themselves for blood, you know what I mean? The studio game shit, that's your life. You live that life, nigga. I'm in the trenches. I did this shit you singing about. I didn't really like them niggas, man, at first, man, because the niggas getting paid off the shit the real motherfuckers is doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I need some motherfucking, it's like the motherfuckers need to write me a check or some shit, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, so.
Because they got paid a lot of money, nigga, for singing about shit that real niggas was doing. Even Suge Knight, man, nigga wasn't no gangster in the streets.
Yeah.
So you ain't got no street cred. You good. You a gangster in the studio. All hats off to you.
So how y'all feel about that? Talk, because again, being on the East Coast, that y'all business is y'all business. You know what I mean? All we is on the East Coast is, even though, like I say, we all, brothers and sisters, here, in America, being mistreated.
We all in the same game.
No
up to that.
No doubt, but seeing y'all, like I say, East Coast business is a lot different than West Coast business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all. It's different in East. Like, I'm from Marshall Courts. So, yeah, where I'm from, we rep Marshall Court. You know what I mean? I'm from downtown Newport News, Virginia. But, whereas y'all, it's colors is, you got, like in L.A., far as Bloods, like, there are obviously Bloods in L.A. So when did it go from Compton, since the original beginning of the Bloods is from Piru Street, which is in Compton, California. Yeah. So then, when did you say it emerged out into LA? When did Bloods, be in LA? Because there's Crips in LA and Bloods in LA, right?
Yeah, well, it was Brims a Brim gang that never got along with Crips anyway. You know what I mean?
Okay, and so
Brims,
okay. And why would they call it?
I don't know why they called it. At first they called it Apple Hats or some shit. But they was always, they stayed Brims. Crippin', they was Crippin'. If they Brims, we're not on your side. So they got along with niggas from my side. My factory is my stepbrother named Elgin, supposed to be the leader of the Brims. So I went out there. I used to go to their parties and shit.
This is in LA?
Yeah, say, in LA. Came Piru to my house in Piru. They welcomed me with open arms. And anybody that wouldn't like the Crips was your partner. You know what I mean?
So
allies.
So hold on. So kind of fair to say that you kind of took. I mean,
that's what my brother-in-law said on the thing. He said I took Piru to the brims and said, man, that was not my intention. I'm going to get out of Compton and have a good time. You know what I mean? Yeah, he kept and said that's the reason why brims is together is because of Jackamoe, Geoffrey Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, man, you doing too much, man.
but I mean, so you started going hanging out in L.A.
Yeah. A lot of times I would just go get out of L.A. because a lot of times, man, we would do shit and it's time to get out the hood. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of times, a few times the Crips would try and come and take over the park deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's times where they would come up there deep as fuck and trying to like, we're finna take over Campanella. You know? And it wasn't but 5 of us really holding it down.
Yeah.
So you got 100 motherfucking hardheads, you got 5 niggas with guns. Nigga, 5 niggas with guns gonna win. You know? So,
Right.
with times where we had backed them up, man, to get the fuck out of here with that shit, you know? So a couple times I did that shit and went to a party out the hood. So I'm going to Delamo tonight, the party, you know? Mm-hmm. Way away from all the bullshit. I go to a party, nigga, and there ain't nothing but a crib party. And they say, you Geoffrey Johnson, you from Campanella, right? I say, yeah, nigga, y'all shooting at us last night, nigga. I like, nigga, I'm Jeff, I'm from the park. I don't know what the fuck you talking about shooting. You know what I mean? Shit like that, life and death type situations, man. So the homie I'm with, I tell one of them, I was with the nigga, he was a Crip. But it was cool, man. I didn't really give a fuck where you from. If we're good, we're good. You wanna make it personal, we can do that too,
right.
You know? So I'm with this Crip, and I tell that nigga don't run, nigga, just chill. And I tell the other homie, I say, man, go start the car, have it running, nigga, we'll be there in a minute. So.
And you with the Crip?
I'm with a Crip at a Crip party. You know what I mean? But I'm the enemy, you know?
Yeah. How you know him, though? How you know this?
The nigga I was with named Bone was his cousin. And so he just hooked up to go partying, you know?
So when he found out you was a blood, though, won't nothing with that?
No, man, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers, man, if you got any type of intelligence, man, you weren't out to get everybody you thought was a Crip, or every Crip was trying to kill everybody that they thought had red on or some shit.
Right.
That was dumb shit, man. You know what I mean? Well, of course, we was at war. You know what I mean? It was talking about for everything, bro. You know what I mean? But no, we was cool. Just like in my girlhood, I was cool with some of the hard-headed niggas over there. You know, they knew me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I knew them.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't just hate you because you live over here.
Right. But I'm sure you had issues going to your lady's house. So your lady lived in.
A few times. I had issues, man. But you know what? Like I said earlier, I like, nigga, if I gotta die, coming to see my woman, then I'm gonna have an honorable death. Cause I'm coming to see my girl, nigga. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they ran up on me a few times, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know, nigga, I'm about to go home or what? But I'm not finna bow down. I don't have a tail to tuck, and I don't know how to fold, man. You know? I don't even know what the fuck that is, man.
I know that's
you
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna die with honor, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be an honorable death.
No doubt. No doubt. So you would go over there, see your lady. You know, what I know you had, what would you say one of the biggest issues you had over? I'm sure, you know, that you can remember that, like, because I'm sure you walking through, you know what I mean? We know you Jeff Johnson, but you know what I'm saying? I know you got tried, had a situation. What was one that you felt like that, you know?
Well, one instance, man, it was because my woman had just had my first daughter. You know what I mean?
Okay, what's your daughter? What's your daughter name?
Shantae.
Okay.
She's like 38. Just turned 38 not too long ago. And I'll go over there to see them. Like, that's my family, nigga. Ain't nothing can stop me from going to see my family, nigga.
Facts.
This has happened up under God, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm going to see my kid, and I'm going over there, and this big dude was one of the hogs over there. He beating up a bitch in the yard. And I see this shit jumping off. As I'm walking up, he beating up a chick, they walk away. So I see another little nigga had clout over there. And I tell him, I said, man, tell your homeboys, man, don't be beating up on no bras in the yard. You know, that shit ain't cool, nigga. You know?
Right.
So I kick it that night. Then I go to the store for a mother. And I look behind me, man, it's like 15, 20 niggas coming, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, it's on, you know? I mean, they know who I am.
Right.
I said, it's on the crack, so I'm walking fast, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had too much pride to just run. I couldn't run, nigga. It wouldn't let me run. So I'm walking, right? This is why I get mad at, bro. I'm mad, I'm walking fast.
Right.
You know how the Olympic walkers be walking? Ass one side to side. I'm mad as well. These motherfuckers got me switching. These motherfuckers got me out here switching.
Right.
So I get to the gate, and my girl say, "Don't go out together, man. Fuck these niggas, they got me switching." You know? So I walk right to the middle of the crowd. I say, "Motherfucker, I ain't got to go around the bushes to get to you, nigga. I'm gonna tell you just like I'm telling your boy.
Yeah.
I'll be beating up little bitches up in his yard, nigga. You know, I got a kid over here, and you been disrespectful."
Right.
In the middle, I'm surrounded by Crips at this time. And I'm talking to the one biggest nigga in the motherfucker, you know?
Right.
And it's like the point is my ass or yours, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't see the size of the motherfucker. I just see what's right and what's wrong.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he wrong, you know what I mean? So I'm about ready to die for mine, because I feel what I believe in. And he knew it. So he stuck his hand out and said, "Man, you got to respect in the hood." I'm like, right, that's what I thought, nigga. You know?
Yeah. That was that.
That was that, you know what I'm saying? Be right there tomorrow, nigga. Be right there tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? And the next day and the next.
Right. So, you know, when all this is going on, was there ever a period where you was less like, you know, man, look, we having problems with people that look just like me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I know.
Yeah. Another time, that reminds me of something like what you're saying. It's another time the young niggas come at me this time. It's like 12, 13 of them, right? And I see them coming, they like, I got them red, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't intentionally trying to disrespect the hood, but if I decide to go to my lady's house and I got them red, I'm not finna go home and change clothes to go see my girl. Like, fuck you niggas, I'm going like what I got on. So they see me over there, flamed up and shit, and they run up. And you know what I mean? But I was wiser than a lot of motherfuckers, I thought anyway. So when they ran up, they was like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "Nigga, don't come at me talking about where I'm from, nigga. Talk to me on some current events in the world, man. Come up on a high level, nigga." He said, "Why you got on red?" I said, "You see that motherfucker over there with a plaid shirt on, Mexican over there with a plaid shirt?" I said, "You asked that motherfucker why you got on a plaid shirt? But you come to me, nigga, black like you, ask me where I'm from." I said, "Man, come on, man. Come out with that dumb shit, nigga." Right. You know? They said, "Well, you got any brothers?" You know, trying to figure out where I'm from and shit, you know. And I got on red. He said, "Got any brothers?" I said, "Yeah, nigga, Gary, Joe, Victor, Dino, Sam, Peter, Paul, Ricky, Donald, Anthony, Mark, you know, Johnson, motherfucker." You know, right. I like 20 names. I said, "Johnson, nigga." And it was like, oh shit, that's a whole game right there. You know? Right. Anything else I can do for you niggas, you know? Yeah. All right, dude, cuz.
Some young boys.
Yeah, they're beginning, you know? Yeah. I'm talking to the baddest nigga in the crowd. You know, had enough heart to try and get it popping. Right. You know, so I'm addressing him. So it wasn't nothing of it, you know what I mean? I came over there, I'm gonna be back, you know. Then they moved, then they sold the property, and she just had my baby.
Oh, your lady?
Yeah, and they was moving to Arizona, you know what I'm saying? So she had my kid, and they was moving. I'm like, well, it's an opportunity for me to man up. I own up to my responsibilities, go take care of my daughter and my woman. Right. You know what I mean?
How old were you when
I was like 30 when I left Compton, man. You know? Yeah. But it was the same shit jumping off when I was 14, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Same banging that shit, man. Losing your life on the hump, you know, on the rim and shit.
I'm pretty sure you lost a lot of homeboys, you know what I mean?
All the people that I started with is gone, man. It's like two people left. One, my boy Sherman, and there's a couple of niggas left out in that era, but most of them is gone. The ones that was putting the work in, keeping the neighborhood safe with are gone. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And that's sad though, man, because I wanted to call home and say, "Man, remember when we did this?" Wow. I can't call home and say, nobody say, "Remember when we did blah, blah, or when we did that, and this and that."
Man, that's that, you know, it's a gift and a curse. I mean, to be, you know, blessed to recently turned 67, but also, like you say, a lot of your friends that you came up with, obviously, are no longer around. How do you feel about where we're at right now? Seeing that, the part you play, obviously, the accountability in the beginning of the creation, I would say, in the beginning of the Blood Gang. Seeing young fellas now, young brothers moving around, like, being in Virginia or being from Virginia, I used to see, I'm like, man, you a Blood. How you know what I mean? Like, I see Bloods or I see, like Crips, and I'm just like, that's an LA thing. Like, how you gonna be something that you would have to be, like anything else, you gotta be the originators gotta say you in here. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't go say I'm a part of that room.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, on that part, man, it's like, that's true, man, because, like, when we start hearing about New York Bloods, you know what I mean?
Right.
The original niggas, like the niggas that really put the work in and put the P on Pablo, you know what I mean? Before Whack and the Studio Gangsters niggas started coming out, you know what I mean? If we heard the rumors where they were saying that to be a Blood in New York, you had to stab a nigga and shake him with a razor, give him $1.50 stitches.
Wow.
Then you could be a Blood. See, we was completely opposite of that. We didn't want none of people getting hurt, getting jumped on and beat up and hurt. They doing the same thing, shit, you know what I mean? They calling themselves a Blood behind you. They get the fuck out of here with that shit. Matter of fact, there came a point in time where real Piru niggas was like, man, fuck Blood, nigga. You know?
Yeah.
You ain't Piru, motherfucker, you don't count. You know? Fuck Bloods, nigga. You know? You don't even count, man, you know? Niggas want to be something that they don't know nothing about.
I mean,
niggas live and die for this shit, man. You know? For
yeah.
real. Niggas out there, like, they put the P up on that motherfucker, man. And you got other motherfuckers want to claim the fame and run with it like they did something. Talk about it on podcasts,
Right.
Talking about shit they heard, not the shit that they know.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like disgusting a little bit, irritating sometimes when see these niggas up here talking about a Blood this and Blood that. I ain't got nothing against no nigga where they from, man, but motherfucker, I met a nigga out here that's a San Gabriel Crip. I think, nigga, I ain't never even heard of St. Gabriel, motherfucker. Straight out Compton shit, nigga.
Right.
Y'all beat up LA shit, nigga, and then perform a Paru with whack ass, man. That's y'all business, nigga. But you get no credit.
Right.
Y'all wasn't around when we put the P up. We ain't never ran in the trenches that I ran in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look at them niggas like.
Would you say they were, pretty much from the mid to late 90s taking it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't no 70s and 80s niggas, you know what I mean?
Right.
The 70s and 80s niggas was real motherfuckers doing real shit. You know what I mean? Then they started singing about it, rapping about it, you know?
That's why I would say like the 90s, you know what I mean? Because in the mid 80s or what have you, LL Cool J and Run DMC, they wasn't talking that. I'm talking when I first, I can say this, like I remember Eazy-E.
Eazy-E was probably the only real rap gangster, man, coming up. I gave them niggas respect because they was real ones, you know what I mean? But them other niggas that was singing all that shit, some of it was really Crips and shit. You know what they was, man, but not all of them. A lot of them don't deserve no credit.
Right.
Know?
I mean, I always respected Eazy-E, man, because
he was a real little gangster.
Man, listen, Eazy-E said in the rhyme, I spit the rhymes that, you know what I'm saying, this basic written form. You know what I'm saying? Like he said that. Whereas a lot of cats nowadays, they frown on that. You know what I mean? They act like, if you didn't write something, you ain't do it, you ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's how real he was to just say, Ice Cube wrote this. Yeah.
Respect that shit.
And I always thought that was, I was like, man, like he's
a lot of niggas, man, because Compton was Compton. A lot of them tried to claim they from Compton and they wasn't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what's sweet? What side of what, motherfucker? You know what I mean? I ain't never seen you on the west side, nigga.
Yeah.
What the fuck you talking about, you know?
Yeah.
Niggas talking about all that. That shit was irritating, nigga. We was really putting in the work. And then I said you see niggas up here singing about it, Ice Cube ain't never lived in Compton. That motherfucker ain't never did shit in Compton. I went to Doodles one night, you know what I mean, on the movie that they played, you know what I mean? That nigga ain't never did shit in Compton, man. Nigga, which streets you walk out here, you know?
So where were they at? I mean, you know, again, like I say, I'm East Coast. So
LA somewhere, man, with the Southwest College or some shit.
So Dr. Dre was in Compton, or what was Dr. Dre?
I think there's Long Beach.
Long Beach, okay.
They was banging sure enough, nigga, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they was, you know, Snoop and them niggas, you know.
Yeah, I know Snoop was Long Beach.
They cool, they Long Beach, they do what they do, nigga.
Yeah.
When I was cool, I'm an older nigga than them niggas, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause Long Beach was I come up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We go to Long Beach to eat, nigga. You know, take niggas' bikes and go in their wallets and shit. You know, that's how we saw Long Beach niggas. I'm not disrespecting the gangsters out there now, like the Insane and
Right.
22nd Block Crips and shit.
Right.
I respect them niggas, you know what I mean? But in my day, nigga, we used to go there to eat, nigga.
Yeah.
You know, when come up, all 50, we get 15 Park boys together. We going all the way up to Long Beach, nigga. And whoever don't knock a nigga out, get a bike, gotta walk home, you know?
Yeah.
We go out there and just, you know, come up, nigga. Sure.
Yeah. So, and you said, like you say, I mean, back then.
That was then, though. I'm not taking shit from niggas today.
No, I mean, yeah, because right now there's gonna be some cats that's gonna see this and say, you know, have their certain things to say about it. But most importantly, the reason I wanted to sit down with you is to talk about, you know, how do we, you know, evolve? Because what I see, you know, and like I say, you know, being from where I'm from in Newport News, Virginia, you know, I've done a lot of things that I'm not probably proud of coming up, but it was you know, I was just, like I said, a product of my environment. You know what I mean?
That's what it be, man.
You know, when there's no money in the situation, or people trying to get money in the food, and you know, different things, and there's no jobs. You know, your parents. I mean, you know, at the time, my parents probably making, you know, $15,000 a year. 20. You know what I mean? You know, that's really no money. You look at it nowadays. You know what I mean? Obviously inflation, but still, you know, it caused us to be a part of our environment, and make the best of it. You know what I mean? And your situation was just on the West Coast. You know what I mean? Y'all were dealing with what y'all was dealing with, but I know it had to be an impression on you with, you know, the Black Panthers and everything that was going on, and seeing it. Did you ever see Malcolm? I mean, you're 9 years old. What was that like? You know what I mean?
I never got to see Malcolm X, Ep.3 Norton and shit. You know, I seen Panthers and shit. They had team posters in the neighborhoods then where we could go eat, play games, caroms and shit.
Yeah.
Keep us off the streets. You know, when we was early teens.
Okay.
You know, 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My brother was attending, you know, bringing home the literature. I started reading it, you know, since the Watts Riots, I started reading everything black I could read. I read the prison letters, Soledad Brothers, George Jackson, Blood in My Eye, George Rice No More, and the prison letters of George Jackson, you know, and his little brother Jonathan. I was just clear for Soul on Ice, you know what I mean? A lot of this stuff, man, it was black. I was trying to read it, trying to identify with myself with that, you know?
Right. Was this before obviously before you was joined, like became part of, you know what I mean, of the gang?
Yes.
And then during?
Yes.
Would you say
it was before, you know what I mean? And then it became an after, because I started going to Islam for a minute. I always knew that the gangs wasn't really nothing that I really, you know, wanted to be about, you know what I mean? But if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna try and be good at it, whatever it is, you know? But I always knew that it was, you know, it wasn't nothing.
So in your heart, you felt like
it was some dumb shit that we was on, you know what I mean? Because I already knew the familiarity with the Panthers, and there's a whole different picture. There's look out for each other, build each other up, and these niggas want to tear each other down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So y'all came together really to say, hey, look, y'all didn't like what Crips was doing, you know what I mean, or how they were moving. Oh, we can't even say. I mean, I know.
You can say that.
Yeah, you can say that. You know what I mean? I can't.
I can definitely say that.
I'll look at it like this, because you know, you always have knuckleheads. You always have some people that represent you, or you know, even with my team, you might have some. You know, even though they're an extension of me, if they say something, do something, I'll get the credit for that. You know what I mean? Or the not the credit for it. Like, you know what I mean? If they were, you know, disrespectful to somebody, or you know what I mean, or maybe curse somebody out, or something had. Then it's you know, Remo people or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm sure same thing with that. You know, I'm sure that it was a lot of fakers too. You know what I mean? It probably, you know, even with Bloods. You know what I mean? Like today, people, you know, like I say, what they're doing, you know, y'all still get a bad rap for that. You know what I mean? Because these kids, you know what I mean, are representing it in the wrong way. You know what I mean? This has been another episode of F Your Opinion Podcast. Fuck you! Where your opinion don't matter. Like, comment, subscribe. Continue to follow us on our IG page at FYOPOD. Touching on, you know, I know you have a book coming soon. You know what I mean? Tell them about, what's the name of the book?
I'm writing a book called Growing Up Compton. It's not just showing the gang side of life, you know, it's like growing up being a kid in Compton.
Right.
Doing Compton, the things we did as kids, man. You know?
Yeah.
Up to the point where gangbanging started, you know, before all that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm pretty much finished the part before that. Now I'm getting to where I'm in the 10th grade.
Oh, okay.
Where gangs are starting to jump off, you know, that summer before the 10th grade.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Like I mentioned earlier, man, because like I said, being from the East Coast, you know, our first real glimpse into West Coast life in the streets, what was, for me, I would say Boys in the Hood. I'm sure there was other movies, but Boys in the Hood, you know, like I say, you know, we seen, it wasn't always gang banging, because when you heard, at first, you know what I mean, my era, when you heard about in hip hop, you know, drive-bys, like, man, what it's like to be living there? Like, you wear a red shirt, if you in the wrong neighborhood, you can be misidentified and not lose your life. You know what I mean? That was our mentality, so you thought it was always that way. But through that movie, we kind of seen, you know, through Ice Cube and the way they rap, like, you know, the day was a good day. That rap, I was like, damn, you know, they do the same thing as shoot ball, have a good day, you know what I mean? It ain't all that smiles and cookouts and good music and good food too, you know what I mean? So, you know, we definitely gonna look forward to your book. Once the book is done, I want to bring you back. There's so much for us to touch on, man, because what I see for you, I see you somebody that can be an influence in the fact that, you know, the original beginning of something, which is the Blood Gang. You're 67 years old, and you've lived through that whole process, and you can actually tell a kid like, yo, everything that's going to happen, and the chances of him actually or her living to be your age is really slim.
Yes,
coming from that environment. So if anybody can help kids, and you know, and like I said, you know, I only hear about, you know, Big U and the things that he's doing. You know, I think you could do the same for, you know, the Bloods. I think that you are very, you know, letting people know your story, knowing the origin and the beginning of it, letting them know, you know, what that comes with. You know what I mean? And like you say, you know, rep your last name Johnson. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, whatever your last name is, make that be the main thing. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, those are really the only people that's going to show up for you when shit is down, when the chips are down. You know what I mean? But it's a blessing, man, that you are here. I do want to talk about, you know what I mean? Like I say, we got to take some accountability, you know, for this and help try to, you know, fix it. You know what I mean? And you know, shed some light. Cause you're gonna have knuckleheads that just don't listen. You know.
That's gonna be the best part of the story, man. You know.
Right. Yeah. Right. You know how you were able to impact, you know, and make a difference. Because like you say, I mean, we've gotten off course. You know, we're claiming places and things that we don't own. None of them blocks, you know, very few own a home on that block, much less that, you know, the street. You know what I mean? So these are things that we don't own. You know what I mean? We got to come together and create our own places. You know what I mean? You know, shit, Arizona big enough to, man, what Bill Gates is building a city here, a smart city. The whole city is going to be smart. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we have to find a way back to, you know, what was in Oklahoma with the black city that was in Oklahoma?
Oakland?
No. Remember, it was
Black Wall Street.
Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? You know, we were thriving. We were. You know, we had our economy. You know, and I'm not saying it just got to be all black people, but it got to be all humans that look at each other with love and respect. You know what I'm saying? I think first we have to learn to love one another. Because for whatever reason, there's a deep hate between us. You know what I mean? As black people, you know what I mean? I don't think we respect one another the way we should respect one another. I know we're always talking about reparations, but I challenge everyone because none of us were slaves. You know what I
Right.
mean? With no one that's still living right now was beat.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that means we're living off our ancestors' rep. We want something that we didn't really bleed for.
Yeah.
And I think, there's nothing wrong with inheriting something, but there's also something wrong with, not respecting the original, what they wanted us to be was one people. You know what I'm saying? So we can't take our ancestors' money, but continue to kill one another and treat each other with disrespect. That's how I feel. Reparations is due, but with it should be something that, hey, you gotta, you cannot, run afoul against someone that looks like you. You know what I mean? You can't, when you kill when a black person kill another black person, I think we all should hold that person accountable. We need to know why you killed them, because there is a thin line between, snitching and community policing. You know what I mean? And because we can't continue to allow fuck niggas to run around with guns shooting in occupied dwellings and killing people.
That's
you know
what
what I
we're
mean?
doing. Protecting the community policing our own hoods. That's
Exactly.
what Piru was really about, from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, protecting our own hoods, and not letting them be overran by a bunch of niggas supposed to be a community revolution in progress, but doing the opposite,
Right. And like I said, we're gonna touch on that. There will be a part 2 to this. We're gonna, dive into your book, man. I really appreciate you. I call you Jeff, but they call you Jackamoe. You know what I mean? And they may have represent the same person, but they're totally two different people. The Jeff that I've gotten to know, man, I really appreciate you. You know what I mean? You're a man's man. You know what I mean? And I like it because you show up in your actions, brother. You know what I mean? And I respect you for that. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, brother.